Well, hello and welcome to the Web Monkey Show. My name is Alex and it's a pleasure to have you here. And today I have another mega tutorial because today you're going to learn how you can build a professional photo gallery for your WordPress website. And this is actually the site we're going to build together. It's known as the Snap Shooter. And this is essentially a photo gallery website containing images from different kinds of subjects. Now, the plugin we're going to be using primarily is known as the NextGen Gallery plugin. This is produced by a company known as Imagely, and these guys are specialists in images. Essentially, all the themes and plugins they manufacture are specifically for creating photo galleries and displaying them. So when it comes to finding plugins or themes for creating your photo gallery, you can't get any better than NextGen Gallery. So with this plugin, we're going to build this site known as Snap Shooter. And as you can see, like I said just previously, the images here are going to be in different kinds of categories. So I'm going to show you how you can create different kinds of galleries for your images, and then also how you can create different kinds of albums out of those galleries as well. I'm going to show you how you can display your galleries and images in different kinds of formats. So as an example, under nature, we do have like your typical standard slideshow. With sports, as an example, we have a little different kind of format. With people, as another example, you have a different way of displaying your images. So I'm going to show you the different ways how you can display your galleries. I'm also going to show you how you can add protection to your images. Now you will notice that every image on my site has the watermark, the Snap Shooter watermark right there. So I'm going to show you how you can add watermarks to your images to protect them. I'm going to show you how you can compress and optimize your images so they load very quickly. And then I'm also going to show you how you can add pricing should in case you want to sell your images. As an example, I do have this image right here with the boxer, and you can see we do have two sizes, full size and small size with the prices. So I'm going to show you how you can create different kinds of sizes for your images and also how you can add pricing. Essentially, by the end of this tutorial, you would have gained all the necessary skills to build either just a simple photo gallery on your existing website, or just build a full WordPress website primarily for displaying galleries and albums of different kinds of images. So like I said, we're going to be using the NextGen Gallery plugin. They do have a paid version, but I'm going to start off first with the free version of the plugin and show you what you can do with the free version. And then if you do decide to purchase the premium version, I'm going to show you what you can do with the paid version of the plugin. Now, just to let you know, I am an affiliate for Imagely. So if you're interested or you would like to support me and you want to buy the plugin, please use my affiliate link in the description box below. I will get a small commission. It's a great way to support me and help me grow my channel. Also, this particular tutorial is actually part of an intensive WordPress course I have on Udemy titled The Ultimate WordPress Bootcamp Course, Build 10 Websites. This is very intensive. It's about 20.5 hours in length. We already have almost 650 students enrolled, 4.4 average rating out of 50 ratings. And essentially, you're going to learn how you can build 10 different kinds of websites. These are all the sites right here. You build a blog, a business website, membership, job board, forum, e-commerce, and so on. Plus, there is also a very special section where I'll show you how you can work with 15 of the best WordPress plugins. I will provide you with the link in the description box below. You can get the course for just $9.99, which is ridiculously cheap. Plus, you also have a 30-day back money guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to lose by enrolling in the course today. So I'm also going to provide you with the relevant timestamps for the entire tutorial so you can track your progress easily. I will also provide you with a special Dropbox link if you'd like to use the images that I have used in this tutorial. So without further ado, let's get started. If you are a professional photographer or you already have tons of photographs that you can use, then you don't really need to use this website, which I'm about to introduce to you. Now, this website is called Pixabay. Pixabay is a website where you can get over 1.5 million different kinds of images, all right, for free. And you can download them and use them for free. That's about the best part about Pixabay. So if you're not a photographer or if you don't have images to use to build this website, I will strongly recommend that you jump over to pixabay.com and then download images that you find appealing. So they have this search box here, and in here you can just simply type in, let's say, people as an example. All right. And then of course you have now all these images of different kinds of people working on laptops, kids holding hands, some very attractive people posing for a photograph and so on. You can come in here, type in, let's say, sports as an example. Sports. I love sports. So with sports right now, you can see we've got people running, yachting, people on bikes, kayaking, and so on. So Pixabay really is one of the best. In fact, in my humble opinion, I think it's the best website where you can download images for free. So the download process is actually pretty easy. Just click on an image that you want to download, for example, this one right here. And then you click on the free download, and then you choose the size that you want to download. You typically don't want to go for the largest sizes because these ones are typically very heavy. I would recommend you go with images that are 1920 by 1080, around that range. So you can download them. Just click on free download, and that's it. Just click free download. You might need to click on a captcha. So you click download in here. So you might just need to confirm that you're not a robot. You click in there, and then of course you click download, and you will get the image. Now you can also decide to make a contribution. Okay, if you're really impressed with the photograph, you can decide to donate, buy a cup of coffee for the photographer. You can do that as well. You can also like Pixabay on Facebook. You can follow them on Twitter as well. In fact, I personally like Pixabay on Facebook because they constantly upload new photographs that you can use on your websites. Now, it's not just about images as well. You can also download vector graphics, illustrations, and even videos. So Pixabay isn't just about images. You can also get videos for free from Pixabay. So check out pixabay.com, download. I'm going to recommend for this project, for this gallery, that you download 100 images. If 100 is a bit too much for you, then I'll recommend maybe at least 75 images, because we're going to be creating different kinds of galleries just to make our portfolio website look really decent and original. So that's it. Check out pixabay.com, and I will see you in the next class. One of the best things about using WordPress is the simple fact that you have access to hundreds, maybe even thousands of different kinds of free themes with which you can build any kind of website. Now, with photography websites, it's no different. All you really have to do is to go to Google and just type in free WordPress themes for photography websites, and you will find tons of articles describing the best free themes you can use. Here is one as an example from enviragallery.com, and this article is the 57 best free photography themes. You can see they've got one called Infinite Photography, F Photography, RH Photographer, they've got Lens, they've got Freak, they've got Bianca, Vocal Photo Leads, CEO's Photography. You get the idea. Here's another one from ColorLib, telling you about the 30 beautiful and free responsive photography WordPress themes for photographers and photobloggers in 2018. You got Shapely. You've got, I honestly don't know how you pronounce this word, Lady, or whatever that is. You've got the Legend, you've got Andreas. Basically, you're spoiled for choice. Now, it can be very tasking trying to choose the perfect theme, free theme to go with your WordPress photography website. And believe me, I think I spent an entire day trying out all different kinds of themes. But eventually, thankfully, I found a theme, a free theme called the Portfolio Gallery, which I think would be ideal for building a basic and decent photo gallery website. It is by Web Dorado, and while I'm talking about choosing a theme, I just want to give you a quick hint, okay? Whenever you're trying to choose a free theme to download and use, make sure it is a free theme that has been developed by a company that specializes in producing or developing WordPress themes. And the reason why you want to do this is because there is a very high probability that those free themes will be maintained by the developers. If you went ahead and chose a free theme developed by an individual, there is always that risk that that individual might stop updating that theme after a while. And this is a mistake I've made in the past. I've built quite a few websites using free themes from individuals, and then after a year or a year and a half, they stopped updating the theme, and I had to eventually change the theme and do all sorts of work. So if you're going to go with a free theme, make sure it is a theme from a company that specializes in producing or developing WordPress themes. So here is the one we're going to use. It's Portfolio Gallery by WebDorado. So you can go ahead, download, and then install and activate the theme. As you can see right now, I have done that. That's it, active Portfolio Gallery. Let's take a look at my front page, and well, there you go. That is my front page right now. And by the way, the name of the site here is snapshooter.tascopedia.com. And I'm very happy with the fact that I came up with the name Snapshooter. It sounds very photography, if you know what I mean. All right, so why did I choose this particular theme? Well, one thing I like about this theme is the fact that you've got lots of customization options. As an example, if you wanted to create a new page, and if you scroll down in here, you have the option of either deciding to show the title of the page, it maybe even show the featured image. You can also control the width of the main menu and even the layout for each individual page. And I think this is just pretty awesome. We'll take a look at this feature a bit later. But under appearance as well, you have access to the customize button, where you can make all sorts of really cool changes, like changing the default layout editor. You have access to things like adding your logo, configuring the main menu. You can add special features like your thumbs over effect. You can change the you can add different kinds of social media links. You can change the typography of your text, all sorts of really cool options. So these are some of the things I look for whenever I am choosing a theme to use. How customizable is that theme? So that's it. We're going to make use of this portfolio gallery theme. So please go ahead, download, install, activate the theme. Join me in the next class where we'll begin to work on our gallery website. Just like with choosing your theme, choosing the plugin for building your WordPress photography website can also be a challenge because you have lots of options out there. Now, I've done lots of research. I have worked with a wide variety of plugins, and in my humble opinion, the NextGen Gallery plugin by Imagely might just be the best of them. This is the single most popular WordPress gallery plugin of all time, with over 900,000 active installations. Now, if you go to the official website of Imagely, they also have different kinds of themes. They also have plugins, but their products have been downloaded more than 23 million times. Now, if you go to the homepage here, let me just show you this. Yeah, there you go. So you can see right now, over 23 million downloads. This is a company that focuses specifically on photography. Their themes, their plugins, everything they produce is strictly for photography. So these guys are pretty much like the experts when it comes to WordPress portfolios, WordPress galleries. So my recommendation to you would be to use this plugin. In fact, it is the plugin we're going to use to build out our portfolio. Now, when it comes to the plugin itself, the NextGen Gallery plugin, you do have the premium versions. You have the Pro version. You have the Plus version as well, which will provide you with more features. However, the free version by itself is very feature rich. You can create galleries. You can create albums. You can add watermark protection. You can optimize your images. You can do lots of really, really cool stuff. So what we're going to do is for the next few videos, we're going to work with the free version of the plugin. We will build out our portfolio, our gallery. And then later on in this particular project, I will show you what you can do with the premium versions of this plugin. But for now, please go ahead, download, install, and activate the WordPress Gallery plugin, NextGen Gallery plugin by Imagely. Now, when you do that, it is very likely that the very first page you will see once you activate the plugin will be this particular page right here. This is basically the developers asking you to provide them access so that they can monitor how you're using the plugin. You can allow them to do so, or you can just simply skip the process. I'm going to go ahead and skip the process. And that's pretty much all you need to do. Just waiting for, all right, so once you skip the process or you allow them to monitor how you're using the plugin, this is exactly what you're going to see. Congrats, you're now running the most popular WordPress gallery plugin of all time. So far, you've added 0 images, 0 galleries, and 0 albums. And of course, that is about to change. Alrighty, let's get this party started. Let's create our very first gallery. And to do this, I'm going to jump down to the add gallery images. But before we go there, make sure that your media library has been populated with images. Right now, I have about 97 images. Now, you can either get your images directly from Pixabay, or if you have your own private photographs, you can use them. If you want to use the images I have in here, I've already provided them for you. So please, you can go ahead, download the zipped folder, extract the images, and then upload them to your media library. If you can't find the images, please to let me know. I will help you find them. All right, let's go ahead and add our very first gallery. And to do this, we're going to jump down here to gallery, click on add gallery and images. Now, there are 3 different ways how you can create a gallery, and it all depends on how you actually populate that gallery with your images. Over here, you can see we have the upload images, you have import from media library, and then you have the import folder. Because we already have the images in our media library, we're going to go ahead and click on import from media library. Let's add a title, and the very first one we're going to go with here would be nature. All right, it's going to be nature. That's the name of the gallery. Let's select our images. Let's go to media library. And okay, so we have a lot of nature images in here. I'm just going to quickly choose as many as I can see. Let's see. Let's scroll down here. Here's another one. Let's scroll down again. There should be some more. Here's another one, which we can use. Let's scroll down again. Let's see, what else do we have here? I think that's pretty much it. Okay, we can go with this one. We can go with this one as well. All right, let's scroll back up. Make sure we haven't missed any one. Oh, here's another one as well. That's nature. Cool. All right. And we'll just go with this one as well. All right, let's go ahead and select all those images. Click select. And all right, so we've got 12 images. Perfect. Let's go ahead now and click on import those 12 images. It's important. It's in progress. Let's just wait for a few more seconds. All right. Let's go on. Come on. And there you go. All right, so it says upload complete. Great job. 12 images were uploaded successfully. Now, what I'm going to do right now would be to create a few more galleries. So I'm going to go ahead now and pause the video, and I'll resume once I've created those extra galleries. Welcome back. Now, if I click on manage galleries, you can see that I have now created 6 additional galleries. I have war, which is of course not the most pleasant kind of gallery to create, but I've got travel, I've got people, I've got sports, I've got abstract, and I have miscellaneous. And as you can see, the different amount of images I have for each one of these galleries. Now, if you clicked on an individual gallery, say for example, travel, you clicked in here, you can do a few things. You can, for example, for each image, you can change the title, you can add a short description, you can edit the thumbnail, you can rotate, you can publish, you can recover from your backups, you can delete them as well. And over here under the bulk actions, in here you can do a ton of different kinds of things for all the images in that particular gallery, or for the images that you've chosen by clicking on the checkbox next to them as an example, like these ones now. So you can go up here and you can click on the bulk actions, and then you can do all sorts of things. You can set a watermark, which we'll talk about later. You can copy them, override the tags, you can delete the images, and so on. So these are some of the things that you can do when you click on the Manage Galleries link. So that's it. Please go ahead now and create your own galleries. Thank you for watching, and of course, I will see you in the next class. Before we move on, I wanted to spend a few minutes to talk to you about the other options that you have available under your gallery. So if I clicked on other options in here, you will see that we have access to different kinds of settings. We have the image options, thumbnail options, lightbox effects, watermarks, and so on. So under your image options, you have the very first one here, which is where would you like your galleries to be stored? Now, this is perfect. You don't need to change this. But if you're someone who you're familiar with the folder structure for your WordPress website, by all means, you can come in here and customize this setting. If you don't know anything about the folder structure, please just ignore this. It is not important. Now, you've got the option of deleting your image files. The default is set to yes. Now, what this means is this. Whenever you create a new gallery, all right, and then you create new sizes of the images that you've uploaded to that specific gallery, if you decide to delete that gallery, those images will also be deleted. Please note that there is a difference between the images that you have inside one gallery and the images that you have in your media library. There is a difference. The images that you have in your NextGen galleries are simply copies of the original images that you have in your media library. So don't think that, hey, if I now leave this option on yes and then I deleted a gallery, those images that were inside that gallery will not be deleted from your media library. They will still be in your media library because they are different. The ones you have in your gallery are just copies of the real images that you have in your media library. So it's important to understand the difference. Now, you also have the option of automatically resizing images once you upload them. This is set to 1800 by 1200. You can change them. You can change the quality as well. But this being a media or a gallery, you really want to make sure that your images are of the highest quality, which is of course 100%. Now, backup original images is set to yes, which is good. You can also choose your default sorting method. How do you want to sort your images? You've got the image ID, file name, alt, title, text. I like date and time. I'll go with date and time. And then, of course, you can choose the direction. I'm going to go with descending, all right? And then you also have the option of showing your related images on a post. So if you decided to insert one of your images onto a post, if that image has similar tags or categories to other images, those images will be appended to the one that you've inserted into your post. And if you clicked on show customization settings in here, you can actually determine how your images should match. Is it by tags? Or is it by categories? And then you can choose the maximum number of related images to display. You've also got the heading for your related messages. If you are into HTML, then you obviously know what this is. You can change your H3s to your H4, H5, H2, H1. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry, this is not important. All right, check out thumbnail options. You can also change the default thumbnail dimensions to, or from 240 by 160 to, let's say, 230 by 150. But these are the maximum that you can go with for your thumbnail options. Set fixed dimension is set to yes, which is okay. But now let's take a look at this. If I went to manage galleries and I open this in a new tab, take a look at this. If I scroll down here and I said, you know what, let's choose travel gallery. And then on the bulk actions, take a look at this. If I said, you know what, let's create new thumbnails for this specific gallery, and I clicked on apply, look at that. The default here is 240 by 160, which is exactly what you have here, 240 by 160. So again, the options that you have in here, they affect your galleries everywhere. So if I decided to change this to, let's say, 200 by 100, The next time I come in here and I chose a gallery and I said, yeah, let's create new thumbnails, you will then see 200 by 100 in your boxes right here. But with that being said, you can always change your values directly from this page. It doesn't mean that whatever you set in here is standard. You cannot change it. No, you can always come into your individual galleries and then change the default settings from there. Same thing applies with the resize images. If I clicked on resize images and I said apply, now you can see it's 1800 by 1200, which is exactly what we had in here under your image options, 1800 by 1200. All right, so that's that. Let me just close this. Let's go back in here. So we've got your lightbox effects, and you can change the effects from simple lightbox to a variety. The lightbox effects is simply whenever you click on an image, it pops up. The way it pops up, that's basically like the lightbox effects, and there are different ways. You've got shutter reloaded, thick box. I like shutter reloaded. We'll take a look at that a bit later. And then what must the lightbox be applied to? Only apply them to your NextGen images, which will be your images in your albums or your galleries. And then you can say only apply to NextGen and WordPress images, apply to all images, try to apply to all images that link to image files. I'm just going to go with the only apply to NextGen images. All right, let's save our options. So we've got watermarks, which we'll talk about a bit later. You've got styles, which of course, if you are into CSS, in here is where you can add your custom CSS to affect the way your galleries look like. You've got the roles and capabilities where you can set what roles, what default roles in WordPress should have the ability to do certain things. But the way this works is you will select the lowest role which should be able to do that particular task. So let's say, for example, under manage gallery, it is impossible for you to come and say, yeah, let a contributor be able to manage galleries, but then an author can't. No, that's not the way it works. Once you choose a particular role in here, every other role that is senior to that role by default will be able to perform the exact same task. So that's that for roles and capabilities. You've got your miscellaneous options. You can add your media RSS link. You can display galleries in feeds as well. I'm leaving this two on no, but this is quite useful. Clear image cache. Now, the way this works is this. If you've tried creating new sizes of your images and you notice that you're not seeing those changes, what you want to do is to come in here and clear your image cache. Very, very useful. You can also change your permalink log, but I would not recommend that you do this. And then you've got your maximum image count. How many images can you upload to a maximum? The default here is set to 500. You can always change this if you wanted to. And then finally, we've got the reset options. If you've gotten tired of every change that you've made to your options and you just want to go back to the default settings, just come in here and reset all options and everything will be back to what they were initially. So that's it. I'm going to go ahead now and save my options. And there you go. So that's it. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next class. Now that we've created our galleries, it is time to display them. And displaying your galleries is very, very easy. All you would need to do would be to go to a page. In fact, let's add a new page. As an example, let's create a dedicated page for our nature galleries. I'm going to name this page Nature. All right. And now in here, you will see the add gallery button. You can also see it here as well. So let's just go ahead now and add our gallery by clicking on the button. And in here, we're going to go ahead now and select nature. And that is it. Now, here's the thing about displaying your galleries. By default, with the free version of the NextGen Gallery plugin, you have 4 basic ways of showing your gallery. You can either show them as basic thumbnails, a slideshow, an image browser, or the tag cloud. So these are the 4 options available for you. Now, you also have the customize display settings in here, which will determine exactly how your images are displayed depending on the option you chose here. So as an example, with the basic thumbnails, you can customize things like overriding your thumbnail settings. You can choose the number of columns to display. But if I chose to go with the slideshow presentation instead, if you go back to customize display settings, now the options have changed. Now you can choose the maximum dimensions for your slideshow. You can determine whether you want to have the slideshow play automatically and such and such. So whatever option you choose in here will determine the settings that you have available for you under the customized display settings. And then finally, you also have the option of excluding certain images from being displayed. You can also choose how you'd like to order the position of each individual image as well. But before we actually insert a gallery, what I want to do is to show you something. But let's do this. Okay, I'm going to go ahead now and publish this nature page, even though it's empty. Let's just publish that. Now let's jump down here to gallery, and then on the gallery, I'm going to go to the gallery settings. All right, let's click in here. Now here's the thing. Okay, this is where you can set the universal settings for each display type. So you can see right now we've got the thumbnails, we've got the slideshow, image browser, we have the tag cloud. You also have two different ways of displaying your albums, which we'll talk about later. You have the basic compact album, and then you have the basic extended album. And of course, you also have options for how you can display an individual image. So whatever you choose to set in here, this would be the default settings whenever you try to insert a gallery onto a page. But keep in mind that even though in here is where you have the universal settings, you can still change the individual settings on individual pages. All right. So as an example, for the basic slideshow, if I came in here and said, you know what, I want to set my maximum dimensions to, let's go with 1000 by 500. Okay. If I did this, if I come back over here right now and I saved my options, and I went now to, let's go back to the pages, go to my nature page, let's edit it. Now, if I came in here and said, okay, I'm going to add a gallery, and I'm going to add the nature gallery, and I'm going to choose the slideshow option. If I go to customize display settings, now you can see 1000 is there by default, and that's because we made the change under our gallery settings. So once again, whatever changes you make in here will affect globally your galleries on every other page, but always keep in mind that you can choose to change the options that you've made in here. All right. So what I'm going to do here is under thumbnails, I'm just going to leave everything as it is. I'm not going to change anything in here. For the slideshow, I'll leave that at 1000. We're not going to change anything in here for now. Okay. But what I want to do is I'm going to go back to my pages now, and I'm going to go back to my nature page, and let's actually insert our nature gallery. So I'm going to click on add gallery. I'm going to select nature. You can also choose to add multiple galleries, by the way. We're going to stick with the basic thumbnails. All right, let's just go ahead and insert the gallery. Let's just do that. And you can see right now we have the gallery. I'm going to go ahead now and update the page. And now let's view our page. Alrighty, so take a look at that. This is the default view for our basic thumbnails. If I go back in here, click on edit page. All right, let's click on the button right here. Let's change it from thumbnails to slideshow. Let's insert the gallery again. Let's update and let us see the difference. Let's view the page. And there you go. So now we have our slideshow playing automatically. Let's go. Come on. Oh, and it seems to have stopped for some reason. I'm not sure what's happening in here. Let's refresh the page really quickly. All right, that's the first image. Come on now. Okay, that's the second image. Oh, and that's the third image. Okay, so now it's actually working. I don't know what must have happened on the first time. I guess it's because we put the cursor on the slideshow, and that's why it paused. So I'm guessing it pauses whenever you hover your mouse on the images. Anyway, so that's basically how to insert galleries onto your pages. Now, before we round this up, what I want to do is to create a home page. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to go ahead now and add a home page. Let's call this home. And I'm going to go ahead now and add a gallery. But check this out, all right? On the galleries itself, I'm going to click on the drop down arrow and I'm going to go with random images. All right, I'm going to select random images and we're going to go with 100. Well, not 100, that's maybe a bit too much. Let's go with 48. 48 images to display on our home page. I'm going to stick with the basic thumbnails. Let's go to customize display settings. So in here, images per page, I'm going to increase this to 48 so we can display all our 48 images on the home page. Number of columns to display, I'm going to leave this on 0. Now, you want to enable Ajax pagination. This kind of is how Facebook works. So with Facebook, you know, whenever you load Facebook, you never have to refresh Facebook because as you keep on scrolling down, you have new content that keeps on being shown automatically. So that's basically how Ajax pagination works. All right, and it's a pretty cool feature for galleries. All right, so as long as the individual keeps on scrolling down, new images will continue to be shown until the images have been exhausted. So we're going to stick with the enable Ajax pagination. Now in here under the select view, you can go with your default view or legacy. These are two different ways of displaying your thumbnails. Now, depending on which option you choose in here, you also have access to different kinds of templates. So as an example, if I went with the legacy, in here we could go with, let's go with the gallery.php style. All right, let's insert that into our gallery, publish the home page, and now let's view the page. Let's see what we have. And there you go. So this is the style and I like it. All right, so that's it for now. Join me in the very next video where we will now begin to customize our theme. We're going to add a logo, customize the homepage, our main menu, and so on. So I will see you then. Okay, we're moving along, and now it is time to begin to customize how our homepage is going to look like. And we're also going to do a few things like adding our logo, adding our menu, and so on. All right, so let's do this. All right, first things first, we are going to click on customize button right here. And what I want to do is to upload our logo. So in here right now, I'm going to go ahead and click on general. And then we have general main. I'm going to scroll down here. All right, let's actually do this. All right. Over here, you have the default information in the footer, copyright at 2017. I'm going to change this to 2018. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead now and remove all of this. And I'll just say snap shooter in capital letters. Snap shooter. All right, let me just scroll down here and see how that looks like. Okay, that's not bad. Let's remove the dot right there. Maybe we can add the dot at the end. All right, let's do that. I'm going to come over here right now. And for the logo, I'm going to go ahead and upload an image, which I have in my media library. And this is my logo, the snapshot logo. I'm going to click on show. I'm going to scroll down here. I'm going to click on insert, full size, insert into the post. Let's scroll back up. And there you go. Look at the logo. I kind of like the way it looks. I like it. All right. I think that's going to be that for this particular section. Let's click back in here. All right. Now we also have the general media. You can show a menu background image. So if I uncheck this, this image right here is going to disappear. So this really comes down to your own personal preference. All right. If you wanted to have an image in here like what we currently have, this is where you would upload the image that you want to use. So this is really up to you. You don't have to design your gallery the exact same way I am designing mine. But I prefer not to have the image showing right there. So I'm just going to leave this as it is. Let's click back. And let me click back as well. There are other changes we can make. There are other changes we can make to the typography. So as an example, you can change your headings from Open Sans to any other kind of font family out there. The same thing goes with your primary font. which would be for your text. You've got your secondary font, you've got inputs and text areas as well. You can change the font, change the letter spacing, the weight, style, and so on. I'm not going to spend any time changing any of those. I'm just going to leave these as they are. But again, if you wanted to make those changes, you can. We've also got the lightbox changes here, specifically with the theme. This is not the lightbox that comes with your NextGen Gallery plugin. This would be for images that you are using outside of your NextGen galleries or albums. So you can come in here and make those changes if you wanted to. That's that for lightbox. We've got color control as well, where you can change the colors. Your background color, you can go with, I'm just clicking here. You can change the hexadecimal value. So as an example, if you wanted to go with white, white would be F, 6 Fs. That would be the white background. So if you wanted something else, you will have to look up the hexadecimal values for the different kinds of colors. I like black though. I really like the way black is, which is 6 zeros. So I'll just leave that as it is. Don't need to change that. Okay. One other thing we can do real quick is to come down here to your general, and then where you have links in here, we can actually add links for Twitter, for Facebook, for Instagram, for YouTube. Let me come down here, and also for Pinterest. I think these are the kinds of social media platforms a typical photographer will be on. So we can add those, and if you actually had your real links, you would add them inside these boxes. So that is that. And finally, we have under the layout editor, this is where you can change the default settings for how your pages will look like. So you can choose to have your sidebar on the right. So if you click in here, for example, the sidebar will appear on the right, your main content will be on the left. You can also change the menu width. You can choose to have your menu fixed. But the wonderful thing about this theme is the fact that you can make these changes for every individual page. So we'll just leave these as they are. Let's go ahead and publish. All right, click back, close this. Let's close that. Now let's go to our home page and let me just do a hard refresh. All right, so right now you can see that we have two homes, and that's because the theme that we're using will also automatically create its own separate home page, but we don't want this. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to create our main menu. So we're going to click in here, and from here I'm going to click on appearance, go to menus, and I'm going to change this to create a new menu. Let's have our main menu right now, main menu, create the menu. Let's add home and nature to our menu, and of course we'll also set this to the primary menu, save menu, and that is it. All right, so now let's go back in here. Let's refresh the page. And okay, so now we have our actual menu showing, but we still don't have our contents for the homepage showing. So to do this, we're going to go back to the back end, go to settings, click on reading. And of course, we'll change the homepage displays from latest post to a static page, choose home. Let's save our changes. And while we're here, let's also come down here to our permalinks and change the plain setting to post name. Honestly, I wish WordPress would just remove this plain option once and for all, because this is the single worst way how you can ever create your permalinks. It's just, I don't know why WordPress keeps holding on to this option. Anyway, we're going to make it post name, save changes. And now let's go back to our home page, and voila. Okay, awesome. All right, so now we have our gallery showing, but I'm going to make some changes to the way the home page looks like. Let's edit the page. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and I'm going to uncheck the show title in single page post view. And I'll reduce the width of the main menu from 30 to 25%. Let's update. And now let's take a look at what we have. And voila, this is much better than what we originally had. I love this. All right, so it looks like 25% is the ideal width for our main menu. I kind of like the balance between the main content area and of course the main menu in here. So What I will do is I will actually go back in here, and I'm going to go to appearance, go to customize. Let's go out to layout editor. So I'll set this to be 25% standard. All right, you can always change this for individual pages. Let's go ahead and publish the changes. Let's close that. Once again, take a look at the home page. Alrighty, so that's it. We have successfully added our logo, we've made some changes, and we've also customized our front page as well. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next class. Alrighty, it is time for a quick assignment, and what I want you to do is to create pages for the rest of our individual galleries. And once you're done, I would like you to add links to those pages on your main menu, and also get creative with the way you're displaying those galleries. Keep in mind that we have 4 different ways of displaying your galleries. You can display them using thumbnails, a slideshow, the basic image browser. You could also use the tag cloud as well. So by the time you're done with the assignment, your website should look like this. You should now have pages to every main gallery on your main menu. And like I said, get creative with the way you're displaying those galleries. So for example, in my wall gallery, I am using the basic image browser. For sports, I am using the slideshow and so on. So get creative with the way you're displaying your galleries. Try the different kinds of options available. So that's it. Go ahead now, do this assignment, and of course, I will see you in the next class. One extremely important thing you need to do for your image gallery would be to optimize your images. Now, what exactly does it mean to optimize an image? Well, optimizing an image essentially means that you're trying to reduce the overall size of that image without there being any noticeable loss in quality. So because photo galleries tend to have lots and lots of images, which are of course heavier than normal text, you need to find a way how you can compress these images so that they load faster and so that they occupy less space on your web server's storage. So to do this, to optimize our images, we're going to do this. Okay, we're going to go to the back end. We're going to go to gallery, and then you will see image optimization. So click in there. And now we're going to use a plugin known as Imagify. Imagify is not built or supported by NextGen Gallery, but it works very well with the plugin. So we're going to go ahead now and install and activate Imagify, or Imagify, however you want to pronounce it. So let's do that. Now, this is very, very straightforward. First, you will create an account, you will enter your API key, and then you will configure it. So let's do this. I'm going to sign up, and I'm going to add my email address in here. That is alex@thewebmonkeyonline.com. Let's click sign up. Now, once you add your email address in here, you will be sent an email containing your API key. And as you can see, I have gotten the email from Imagify. It says, welcome to Imagify. And here is my password, my username. And then, of course, I do have my API key over here, which I'm going to go ahead now and copy. We're going to go back in here. I'm going to click on I have my API key. I'm going to paste my key, and I'm going to say connect me to Imagify. And it says your API key is valid. Congratulations. I'm going to click on OK. And there we go. And finally, we can now click on configuration, go to settings. And let's take a look at what we have over here. First, I'm going to close this ad by the side. We don't need that ad. All right. So what do we have in here? First of all, you have 3 different ways how you can optimize your images. You have normal, you have aggressive, and then you have ultra. Now, if you click on the button in here for more information, you can see what this would actually do. You will notice that aggressive is probably the best option for you because this will provide you with the perfect optimization without any significant quality loss. With ultra, it will reduce the size of your images to the maximum possible, but there might be a loss in the quality of your photographs. And because this is a photo gallery, you don't want to go with ultra. If this was a blog, maybe a business website where photographs are not the priority, ultra would probably be the ideal option. But because this is a gallery and images are the main content, we're just going to go with aggressive. And in fact, by default, aggressive has been chosen already, so you don't need to change this. All right, let's scroll down. You have the button that says auto optimize images on upload. Fantastic. Backup original images. Fantastic. Now you can also keep the EXIF data. This refers to extra information such as your exposure, the compensation, the exposure compensation, the ISO, shutter speed, and so on. Honestly, I don't know much about this because I'm not a photographer, but if you are a professional photographer and you're watching this, you might want to keep your EXIF data. It's really up to you. I'm going to check this because I don't need that. All right. So you now have the optimization section as well, where you can choose to resize larger images. So let's say, for example, you end up uploading images that are extremely large. Maybe they're like 4,000 pixels in width and then maybe 2,000 pixels in height. You can come in here and add a maximum width that your images will be allowed to have when you upload them. This is really, really good in order to reduce the amount of space that your images occupy. So you can come in here and add the maximum, and I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to reduce this down to 1800. This is going to be the maximum width size that my images will be allowed to have. And then over here, you also have options for optimizing your different kinds of sizes. It says you can choose to optimize different image sizes created by WordPress here. So when you choose to now optimize a particular image, every single version of that image size will also be optimized as well. If there is a specific size that you don't want to be optimized, simply uncheck that size. As an example, thumbnails are already small as they are, 150 by 150. You might not want to optimize this any further. So you can uncheck thumbnail while you keep the rest. Over here, you can add the theme to optimization if you wanted to optimize your theme as well. What this means is you'll be optimizing every single image that you have in your WordPress theme as well, your logo and so on. You can also add additional folders as well. You can click in here and then you will not be asked to provide the additional folders that you want to optimize. But please only do this if you know what it is that you're doing. So I'm going to cancel that. Let's scroll down here. And then finally, we have the display options. Do you want to display this in a toolbar menu? I'm going to go with no. Do you want to display the partner links? No. I'm going to save my changes. And now let's do what we need to do. I'm going to scroll back down in here and I'm going to click on save and go to bulk optimizer. Let's jump in here. Okay, so now we can optimize all our images at once. So you can see right now, I'm going to scroll down in here and I'm going to say, imagifem all. Let's do that. Let's start the optimization. All right. So because we have about 100 images in our media library, this is going to take a while. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pause the video and I'll resume the video once the optimization has been completed. All right, so it appears that my quota ran out, and if I didn't mention this earlier, when you use Imagify, you are allowed to upload or optimize 25 megabytes worth of images for free. And while I was optimizing my images, I ended up finishing my quota. As you can see, I have 0.0% space credit left. So what I have had to do is to buy a plan, which is the one-time plan. They have different kinds of plans. So I just ended up buying the 500 megabytes additional, where you have, you buy this for $6 basically. So this is just to give you a heads up. All right, if you're going to optimize your images using Imagify, you will be provided with 25 megabytes for free, first of all. And then once you've optimized 25 megabytes worth of images, you will then have to buy yourself a plan. All right, so that's it. I have just spent $6 to get some additional credit. So I'm going to go back in here right now, and I am going to actually refresh this page. All right. Okay. All right. So I'm going to come back in here right now, and I'm going to click on this once again. All right. So it's going to continue from where it left off. I had previously been able to optimize about 50% of all my images. So for the remaining 50%, I'm going to pause the video once again, and I'll resume once that has been completed. Alrighty, I'm back, and as you can see, it says, well done. We have successfully optimized our images, and you can see the comparisons in here, like the media library. The original file size of all our images was 84.27 megabytes. Now it's been reduced to 43.42 megabytes. So nearly a reduced size in half, basically, which is really, really good. So that's pretty much it. If I came back to my library right now, all right, from here right now, you can see for each individual image, we have the statistics. So as an example, let me just scroll down here. Take a look at this one, the one with the woman right here. You can see that the original size, if I click on the button right here, the original file size here was 482 kilobytes. It was reduced down to 164 kilobytes, which is a savings of about 65.93%. You can see the level was aggressive. The overall saving was 52.2%. Awesome. So for each individual image, you can decide to reoptimize to maybe ultra. You can reoptimize to normal, or you can simply restore back to the original size and value of that particular image. So that is how you would use Imagify to optimize all your images. Now, because I had to pay to complete the process, this is something that might not be possible for you. Luckily, I do have a tutorial on my my YouTube channel, The Web Monkey. Please subscribe. Shameless plug. But I do have a tutorial on my YouTube channel where I show you how to optimize your WordPress images using a free plugin known as the WP Smush plugin. It's completely free. You can use the plugin to optimize your images. So if you don't have the ability to buy a plan with Imagify, you can always use the free WP Smush plugin to complete the optimization of your images. If you have any questions about this, please do let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you and assist you in any way that I can. Thank you so much for watching the video, and of course I will see you in the next class. The next thing I want to show you is how to set watermarks for your images. Now, watermarks are a great way to protect your images from infringement, from undocumented or unauthorized use. As an example, if you go to shutterstock.com, you can see that they do have the Shutterstock logo embedded onto the images. This is what we call a watermark. So unless you buy this image, you will not be able to get rid of the Shutterstock watermark on the individual images. So to do something like this, we can do the exact same thing with our NextGen Gallery plugin. So what I'm going to do here is this. Okay, we're going to go down to Gallery and then click on Other Options first of all. And then from here, I'm going to click on Watermarks right here. And this is where we can set how our watermark should look like. So what I'm going to do is I am going to change from text to image because I have an image I want to use. And for the position of the watermark, we're going to set it at the top right-hand corner. And then for the offset, which is by how much will the image be displaced from the corners, I'm going to set this to 5. And for the height, we're going to go with 1. All right. Now for the image, I'm going to go to my media library, and I do have my image. It's actually the logo, but it is the logo that has been resized. This is the size of my logo, which is 200 by 62 pixels. For the watermark, I reduced it to 100 pixels by 31. You don't want your watermark to be too large. So we're going to use this image. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to copy the URL right here. Let's copy that. I'm going to jump in here and I'm going to paste the URL right there. All right. So let's go ahead and save our options. And from here, you can actually go back to your watermarks and you can refresh the preview image to see what it's going to look like. Now, you can't really see it here because, well, you have the white background right there. So the image is kind of, you're not going to see it here. So maybe this is not the, the best image to see a preview. But nevertheless, to set the watermarks now, I'm going to go to my galleries. All right. And from here, let's set this to sports as an example. I'm going to choose the sports category and I'm going to select set watermark right here, set the watermark and then apply. Let's go ahead, click OK. And the watermark is been set. We're just going to wait for a few more seconds. It's setting the watermark. It's protecting the images. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And okie dokie. All right, operation successful. Please clear your browser cache. I'm going to jump down here to Firefox. You can see I am logged out. So I'm going to refresh the page. Let's go now to sports. The sports gallery. Let's click in there. And now you can see that we have the Snap Shooter watermark embedded right there at the right hand corner of our images. That's the first one. Let's wait for the second one to load. Let me go over here and open up the second image. So once again, you can see the watermark right there for the surfing guy. Snap Shooter is right there. Let's go to the third image. It's right there. The fourth image, it's right there. The fifth image, it's right there. So this is a really, really good way of stamping your authority, your ownership on the images that you have. Now, you might have two questions, which would be, okay, how would we apply the watermark to individual images? And if we apply the watermark, how can we remove the watermark if we made a mistake? Well, let's deal with the second question. To remove the watermark, it's very easy. Go back to, let's say, the sports once again, okay? Now, to remove the watermark, what I'm going to do is to simply choose recover from backup. This is why you always want to have a backup of your images. So click in there, click apply, click OK. And we're going to wait again, just a few more seconds. Right now, the watermark is being removed from all the images in the sports gallery. Okay, all right, that's it. So let's go back to Firefox. And from here, I'm going to go ahead and refresh our page several times. Let's now go back to sports. And voila, you can see right now that our watermark has gone because it's no longer visible at the top right-hand corner of our images. So that is exactly how you would remove the watermarks from your images. Now, to set watermarks for individual images, all you would really need to do would be to click inside the gallery. So let's say, for example, on the abstract. Let's go with abstract, okay? I'm going to click inside abstract. And now, if I wanted to set the watermark for this image right here specifically, I will tick the box right there. And then in here, I will simply come over here and then set the watermark specifically for that image. So that's exactly how you can set watermarks to your individual images. What I'm going to do right now will simply be to add the watermark to all of my images in all my galleries. I'm just going to check this box. I'm going to go ahead, set my watermark, apply, and that is it. So this is going to take a while, but I'm going to end the video right now. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about setting watermarks and things like that, do let me know. I will see you in the next class. All right, so we've added some watermark protection to our images, which is great. Unfortunately, though, there is still some more work that needs to be done when it comes to protecting our images. And that is because anyone can still come to our site and simply open up an image and then right click and save the image. All right. So yeah, even though we have the watermark, it still doesn't prevent anyone from stealing our photographs because they can still download the images. And believe me when I tell you that there are some Photoshop wizards out there who can hide your watermark and add their own watermark in place of your own. So really, the next step to take to protecting your images and your photo gallery will be to prevent users from being able to right click on your images and downloading them. Now, thankfully, there is a plugin, a really good plugin called the No Right Click Images plugin. It is by Keith P. Graham. And with this plugin, what it does is it will disable the ability for anyone to right click specifically on any of the images on your website. So you can prevent people from downloading your images. Now, let me make one thing absolutely clear right here. The paid versions of the NextGen Gallery plugin does have this feature built in. But because right now we're working with the free version of the plugin, which doesn't have the feature, I am showing you how to make use of this plugin. If you intend on buying the premium versions of NextGen Gallery plugin, then you're not going to need this plugin. So with that being said, let's jump right in. Oh, by the way, I will show you later on in this section, I will show you how to work with the paid versions of the NextGen Gallery plugin. So if you plan on buying the premium versions of the plugin, you don't need to really watch this video or do what I'm doing right here. You can just wait until I show you how you can work with the inbuilt no right click feature that comes with the paid versions of the NextGen Gallery plugin a bit later. But let's move on. What I'm going to do now is I have already installed the plugin. You can see right now. What I'm going to do is then to activate the plugin. Now you might be wondering, why didn't I just activate the plugin before I started recording this video? Well, that's because as soon as you activate the plugin, it works instantly, which means that you don't even need to go to any settings. You don't need to do anything like that. Let me try refreshing my website once again. And now I am going to try and right click. Do you hear that? I honestly, this is not a trick. I am trying to right click on these images, but I don't see the options. Now I can right click outside. You can see right now I can right click just outside. But when it comes to the images, I can no longer right click. I can left click, quite all right. I can view the images, but then right click again, it doesn't work. So that is it. That's how to add the no right click protection to your gallery, making use of this really fantastic free plugin known as the no right click images plugin. So that's it. That's how to add more protection to your images. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next class. We are moving on, and the next topic on our list here would be albums. All right, how do you create your own photo album, and also how would you display them? Now, there is a difference between galleries and albums. Photographs or images make up a gallery, while galleries make up an album. So basically, your album is a collection of 2 or more galleries. That's what albums are for. So in certain instances, if you had like a travel gallery, for example, maybe it's a gallery of images you've taken all around the world, you might have a gallery for images that you took in Brazil. As an example, you might have images that you took from Argentina. So you might have one gallery for Brazil, one gallery for Argentina, maybe another gallery for Uruguay or Bolivia. You could then have an album and name that album South America. And then inside of that South America album, you will now have the individual galleries for Brazil, Argentina, Ecuador, Chile, and so on. For the purposes of this project, we're not going to work with albums because we don't need to. However, if you're creating your own photo gallery and you would like to work with albums, I'm going to show you how you can create your own albums and publish them. So let's go to the back end. All right. And from here, I'm going to come down to gallery, click on manage albums. And let's do this. I'm going to go ahead now and add a new album. And as you can see, I've already experimented with a few. I have human, miscellaneous. I'm just going to go with the human album, which would be galleries containing pictures of human beings. So I'm going to click on human and I'm going to click on add. All right. So right now you can see that over here we have human selected as the album. It's over here as well. So to add the galleries inside of my human album, I can just click and drag. So I've got people, I'm going to drag people in here. I've got sports, I'm going to drag sports in here as well. And that is it. These are the two galleries where I do have pictures of human beings. So I'm going to go ahead now and simply update this album. And that's pretty much it. I've created my album, my human album. Now to display this album, let's go ahead and create a new page. And I'm going to name this the human album, just as an example, human album. And then I'm going to add my gallery. But instead of galleries, I'm going to click in here and I'm going to choose albums. And I'm going to select my album, which is human. So with the free version of the NextGen Gallery plugin, you can display your albums one of two ways. You can either display them as a compact album or the basic extended album. Let's go with the basic compact album. And just like with galleries, you can also come in here and customize the way you can display that particular album. You've got several options in here, so feel free to play around with these options. I'm gonna go back in here and we'll just go ahead and insert the gallery, which is actually an album in this case, and let's publish it. Let's do that. And then I'm gonna go ahead now and view the page, and that is it. This is it. You can click on the people in here, and of course you will see the thumbnails inside the people gallery. You click on the sports gallery, and of course you have the images in there. Let's go back and take a look at the second option of displaying, which is going to be the basic extended album. Let's insert the gallery, update the page, and of course we're going to go back in here and view the page. And that is it. This is the second way of displaying your album. So you click inside once again and you have your thumbnails and so on and so forth. So that is how you can create your own albums and publish them. Thank you for watching the video, and I will see you in the next class. Let's talk about tags. And just like with your regular WordPress posts, tags are a great way to allow people to search for images that they're looking for. So rather than them browsing through your entire collection of your beautiful images, they can simply type in a word, say for example, nature or people or fire or water or something like that, and then they will find all the images that have such tags in them. So how exactly would you add tags to your images? Well, it's simple. Just go to manage galleries. All right. And let's say, for example, we wanted to add tags to the nature gallery. I'm going to click on nature right now. And now from here, you can see I have about 12 images inside of this gallery. So what I'm going to do is this. Check this out, okay? Let's add the tag of nature itself to all these images. I'm going to do this. I'm going to click on the checkbox right here to select all images in the gallery. And then from here, I'm going to click on add tags. Let's add a tag, apply, and now I'm going to enter nature. Let's click OK. And there you go. Now every single image in our nature gallery now has the tag of nature, as you can see. That's pretty awesome, right? Let's go ahead and add even another tag. Let's click inside again. Let's add some more tag, and the tag we're going to add here would be, let's say, no dash people, just as an example. Click OK. And there you go. So now every single image also now has the tag of no people. You can also remove tags. All right. Do the same thing. Click on the box right here. Go back in here. Click on delete tags. Click apply. And then you can say no people is the tag that you would like to delete. Oh, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I made a mistake. Let's do that again. Go back to delete tags, apply. All right, no people. Okay, click OK. And that's it. So no people has now been removed from all of the images in our nature gallery. So this is how you can add tags, delete them. You can also override tags, by the way. So if you wanted to override nature with a very specific kind of tag, you can just click on override tags, click apply. Oh, let's select an image. Let's select this one for example. click apply. And then to replace nature, you can just simply say sunset as an example. So now only this particular image right here's nature tag has been overwritten by sunset. So this is how you can add tags in bulk. This is how you can delete your tags and how you can override tags in bulk. You can also manage all your tags from one specific location, and that is when you go to the manage tags option right here. Click on manage tags. And then from here, you can simply choose a particular tag that you'd like to delete, to rename, or edit all at once. So if you have one particular tag that is present on more than one single gallery, rather than you having to go to each individual gallery and making changes to that one tag, you can do so from here. So as an example, let's say I had nature in several other galleries and I want to rename nature to natural. Let's do this. I'm going to go with natural and let's go with rename. Let's do that. And it's now renamed the tag from nature to natural. Awesome. Now let's go back to manage galleries. Let's go to nature and let's see if the change is there. Look at that. Now nature has turned to natural. So that's how you can manage tags all from one single location. You can also do things like delete the tag. So if you have a tag that is present in all of your images, you can delete that tag once and for all by simply coming in here and deleting that tag. And like I said, you can also edit the slug of any one particular tag, and you have your search box in here for searching for tags specifically. Okay, well, we've pretty much come to the end of this project, but the one thing we can still do would be to add something like maybe an about page or a contact me page. You want a way for people to contact you and tell you just how beautiful your images are, and maybe they can offer you a contract, maybe a project or something. So what I'm going to do in this video is to show you how you can create a very simple about page and maybe even make use of some of the inbuilt features that comes with this theme. So let's do this. I'm going to jump into the backend in here, and very quickly I'm going to create a new page, and we'll just name that page about. All right, about me as an example to make it more personal. I'm going to copy some text in here from the lorem ipsum. This is a website where you can just copy dummy text that you can use in place of real text. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to paste all that text in here. And then over here, I'm going to change the layout from the full width to this layout where you have a sidebar to the right of your content area. And you can also change the width of the main column. So just go ahead and then check this box right here so we don't show the page title. I'm going to go ahead now and I will publish this page. And let's just come down here to appearance, go to our menus, and we'll add this page to our main menu. All right, it's at the end. That's okay. Let's save the menu. All right, let's take a look at what we have now on about me. All right, so we do have the text right there. And of course, we have our sidebar over here with the default widgets. So let's go ahead and add some widgets. Let's come down here to appearance, go to widgets. So with the NextGen gallery plugin, you will have 3 new widgets. You have the media RSS, a simple widget, and of course the slideshow. We're going to make use of the slideshow, but I'm going to remove all this widgets right here because we don't need them. And very simply, I'll drag the NextGen slideshow over here and I'll paste that under the primary widget area. And we're going to remove the slideshow title. We don't need the title to show. The limit, we're going to make this 30 images. We can change the height to, let's say, 250, make the width 500. And we can save our widget. Now let's take a look at what we now have in the About Me page. Let's come down here, About Me. And all right, so we now have our slideshow, but take a look at this. We still have, for some reason, we still have the title of our widget still showing, and that's kind of annoying. So What you can do in a situation like this is to simply come to the title and just type in a space bar. Just put in some space in there, save. And then let's go back in here. Let's refresh the page. Now it is gone. So that's one trick you can apply to remove the titles of your widget areas. Now this doesn't really look all that neat because we have kind of like a very long sidebar here over here to the left, and then the main content area is kind of short. So what we can do very simply is just to add more text. This is one thing that you can do to make your about page more attractive. So let's just copy the remaining text in here, come back in here, and then let's scroll down. Let's add some more text. Let's paste that in there, update. And now let's take a look again at what we have. And okay, this now looks a lot better than what we originally had. One final thing that we can do is to, on the about page, I'm going to show you how you can add an email link. So as an example, you could just type in at the very end in here and say, want to contact me, send me an email at, I'm going to say snapshooter@gmail.com. All right, we're going to make this a link, so I'll highlight this text right here and then click on the insert link over here. And by default, WordPress will recognize that you have at so and so. So it will provide you with this HTML link, which is the mail to. This is the link for, this is the code for creating a email link. So I'll just hit the apply button right there, and that's it. Update the page. And let's go back and view the page. Scroll down, and there you go. So we now have our link right there. So this will save you time from creating a full contact page where the customer or the client will have to fill out a contact form. You can, of course, choose to create a real contact page or with the form if you wanted to, but if you're looking for something very simple, you can always just add your email address and your about page, and then people can use that to contact you. You can also, with your widgets, feel free to add extra widgets to your sidebar if you want to. You have AdSense, you have advertisements, you can add a gallery as well, and so on and so forth. So again, you don't necessarily have to go with the structure I have in here. In fact, let's even do this. You can make a change in here. Let's do this. I'm going to go back and edit the page. Now, for the menu itself, over here for the main column, we can reduce this. Let's go all the way down to, let's say, 57% instead. 57%. Update the page. And now let's see what we have. We can view the page. So you can see right now that the structure is now a little bit different. We can now make our widget area maybe even bigger. So we can come down here to widgets. We can increase the width from 500 to, let's say, 600, and then maybe make the height 300 just to make the images bigger in the sidebar. So let's save. Let's come back in here, refresh the page. And there you go. So the images are now slightly bigger than what they were originally. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next class. Alright, so we've essentially come to the end of the first part of this tutorial where I've shown you what you can do with the free version of the NextGen Gallery plugin. Now, let's talk about the paid version and compare it with the free version. Now, the paid version actually has two different types. You've got the NextGen Plus, which is for $79, and then you have the NextGen Pro, which is $99. So essentially, the advantage of going for either one of these ones as opposed to the free version is you are able to display your images and your galleries in different kinds of styles, a lot more styles. You've got the Lightbox extension, image sharing, image commenting, deep linking, and so on. The major difference between the Pro version and the Plus version is the fact that with Plus, you don't have e-commerce integrated, so you cannot sell your images directly from the plugin. But with the Pro version, you do have access to e-commerce, and you can also integrate payment options such as Stripe and PayPal and so on. So if you're looking to sell your images, then obviously you want to go with the NextGen Pro version of the plugin. However, if you don't have the money for either one of these two versions and you still want to sell your images, you could make use of the Easy Digital Downloads plugin or even just WooCommerce. With these two, you can still sell your images and they're both free. So I'm just giving you this as an option if you don't have the money to get either the Plus version of the plugin or the Pro version of the plugin. Just as a gentle reminder, I am an affiliate, so if you'd like to support me, I will have my affiliate link in the description box below. So with that being said, let's now take a look at what you can actually accomplish with the Pro version of the NextGen Gallery plugin. Alright, so if you're watching this video, I assume that you have decided to go with the Pro version of the NextGen Gallery plugin, or maybe even the Plus version of the plugin. Now, I do have the Pro version activated, as you can see. The very first thing I'm going to do is I am going to now deactivate the no right click images plugin, and I'm also going to go ahead now and delete the plugin. So even if you only have the Plus version, you can do the same, because both Pro and Plus will provide you with the image protection feature. Now, to enable that feature, we're going to go down here to Gallery, click on the other options, and now in here you should see image protection. You can click in there, and then from here enable the protect images, and then we're going to go ahead now and disable the right click menu option completely. Let's save our options, and that is it. We no longer need the no right click plugin because we have now activated the protection feature with the NextGen Gallery plugin. All right, what else do we have here? If I come down over to the lightbox effects under the other options, you should notice that you now have additional effects that you now have with your lightbox options. You should see shutter reloaded. I think you should have thick box with the Plus version as well. If you don't have the Pro version, I don't think you're going to see the NextGen Pro lightbox, but if you do have the Pro version, I will strongly recommend you go with the Pro lightbox option, because this is the option that would allow users to add images to their cart whenever they view your images in a lightbox. So you want to go with this option. And that's it. You've got color options as well. You've got your lightbox and image sizing. You now have social as well. You can enable comments so that people can add comments to images and say things like, oh wow, this is such a fantastic image, so beautiful, you're such an expert, stuff like that. And then of course you can enable sharing as well. You can enable your Twitter cards and add a Facebook app ID as well if you wanted to. And of course you've got options for your thumbnail carousel. For the e-commerce, I'm going to display my cart initially because I want users to immediately know that they can buy images on the site. When you do this, you will see the cart menu icon in our main menu. And then you also have got transition effects. You've got other settings as well. So I don't want to spend too much time going through all these options. They're pretty much self-explanatory. Feel free to spend as much time as you want playing with all these options. I'm going to go ahead now and save what we've done. Now, if I come down here to Gallery Settings, take a look at this. You should now see all these additional ways of displaying our galleries and albums. You should see the Pro Slideshow, Pro Horizontal Film Strip, Thumbnail Grid, Block Style, and so on and so forth. You've got now all these additional options, which is just fantastic. Now, if you go to your pages, and I would really recommend that you try this, I have actually gone ahead to change some of the ways these galleries were displayed. For example, under my miscellaneous page, I changed it from the initial thumbnails to the Pro Thumbnail Grid, as you can see. And under the Pro Thumbnail Grid, if I click on Customize Display Settings, you can add things like your border size, your border color, and so on and so forth. And this now is the result. If I view the page, let's go. You can now see that this is much better than what we had initially. It looks really, really cool. I like it. I think I did the same for nature as well. Now let's go to nature. I think nature was the film strip, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, let's edit the page. I don't quite remember what effect I used here for the nature page. Yeah, okay, it was the Pro slideshow. As you can see, it was the Pro slideshow. And so right now, if we view the page and we view the images, if we click inside, you should actually see the share button right here, and then the add comment section here as well. So anyone can come in right now and leave a comment. They can share the image on Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, and so on. So we now have a lot more options for displaying our galleries, and I really want you to spend time playing around with all these additional options. You can go to your people gallery as an example, and all right, so this is also, I think I used the film strip here. I'm not sure. Let's edit the page and see. I don't quite remember what I did here by heart. What did I use? Okay, I used the Pro Film. Yeah, I used the Pro Film effect in here, as you can see. So that's the result. This is the result right now. You can see it now looks a lot different than what we used to have. You can see you have the images with the white borders, very thick borders, and really spend time playing around with these additional options, and you can display your galleries in different styles. All right, what I want to do to round up this video is to come down to the home page. All right, and I'm going to change the way our home page looks like. So this is what we currently have, which is the basic thumbnail grid. I'm going to go ahead now and edit the page. Let's click on the pen right here. And let's do this. I'm going to go ahead now and go with the Pro Mosaic option. I'm going to go with the Pro Mosaic option. Now clicking in here, if I go to customize display settings, we have the options of changing the row height, the margins. You can justify the last row or not justify the last row, and so on. What this means, the justification here is, let's say, for example, you had you've displayed all your images. Let's say it was 3 on each row, and then you only have one more image to display. Justify simply means that the plugin will simply stretch that image out so that it occupies the full width of its row. Not justifying it simply means that the plugin will show the image as it is without stretching it any further. Hide will simply mean just hide the image because you don't want to have any distortions on your page. We're going to go ahead and justify. All right, and of course you can change the options for how many images you want to display at the start, how many more images should be shown when you're scrolling down, and so on. We'll just go ahead and set a gallery, update, and now let's take a look at our brand new redesigned homepage, and let's see what we have. Okay, check that out. All right, so we still have 3, but now take a look at this. We have 4 images. As you can see, we've got 4 here as well. We've got 3 over there. Let's go 3 more. We've got 4 there. We've got another 4, and we've got 2 at the very end. So I really like this style where the plugin determines how many images it should show on each row. Sometimes it could be 2, sometimes it could be 3, 4, 5, maybe it could even be 1. The plugin will decide. So I really like the Pro Mosaic option of displaying our galleries. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching the video. Be sure to experiment with all the various ways how you can display your galleries and albums now, and I will see you in the next class. It's time to take a look at the e-commerce options that comes with the Pro version of our NextGen Gallery plugin. Now, for the next few videos, I'm gonna walk you through how you can set up your pricing, your coupons, and of course how you can charge your customers to have them pay for your images. But first things first, we're going to have to set up our options. And what I want you to do is to go to your e-commerce, and then under e-commerce, you should see the e-commerce options. Click in there and you will see the general options first of all. So of course, you've got to choose your home country. Mine is the United States. Currency is the US dollar. Now you have the possibility or the option of having the plugin create these new pages for you. So you've got the checkout page, the thank you page, you've got the cancel page, you've got the digital downloads page as well. If you already have pages that you've created that you want to use specifically for these pages, you can simply come in here and then just choose the image that you've created. Choose the page that you've created rather. I'm going to leave this on create new because I would like the plugin to create the pages themselves. You've got the cart menu icon, and I'm going to go with the icon and total. All right, when the cart has items, or actually let's just go with the icon and the total. All right, so you've got 4 different ways. I'm just going to go with the icon and total. So it doesn't matter if the user has added any images to the cart, they will always see the icon and their total, which will be 0, of course, until they add something into the cart. So you can also have the option of changing your not for sale message. You can come in here, just simply edit the text. You can enable your sales tax, and then if you decide to do so, you can add the tax percentage. You can also include your shipping costs in tax if you wanted to. I'm not enabling any sales tax, so I'll just leave that at no. Now, use cookies for our cart storage. You want to keep this one on yes, so that this way, if a user comes into your site and adds maybe 3 or 4 items to their cart, and then for some reason, if they decide to leave your site and then maybe go to another site, if they come back after maybe 2 days or 3 days and they go to your website, they should still see the items in their cart. So it's a great way for them to just pick off from where they've left off. So you can leave this on yes. Hide coupons on checkout, no. I'm going to show my coupons if they're available. Let's save our options. And there you go. So right now you can see that because we said the plugin should create these pages for us, we now have pages for the shopping cart, thanks, order canceled, digital downloads. And of course, if I go to my pages, open this in a new tab, yep, you can see we've got the digital downloads page, we've got the order canceled page, we've got the shopping cart page, the approved images page, and of course the thank you page as well, all created. Awesome. All right, that's it for the general options. Let's now come down here to the email. And what do we have under email? So in here, you can customize the kinds of emails that you will get whenever anyone buys one of your images. And you can also customize the emails that your customers will get once they buy any of your images. So the first one in here would be the one that you get. And it says new purchase. And of course, you have the order notification email recipient. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to change this actually to alex@thewebmonkeyonline.com. And for this, I will say new sale. So I've changed the email address. This is the email address where the new any new orders will be sent to. So new sale. And of course, you can customize the kind of message you're going to get. The default here is, hey, you've received the payment of blah, 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 from blah, 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 and so on and so forth. I like this, and I'm not going to change anything in there. Send email receipt to customer. Yes, we would like to send an email to the customer whenever he or she buys an image. So this is what they will receive when they buy an image. It says, thank you for your purchase. And then over here, thank you for your order. You ordered item this, blah, blah, blah. To review your order, please go to this. Thanks for shopping at blah, 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 blah. So again, you can customize any of this if you wanted to. I'm just going to go ahead now and save my options. And that is it for part 1. So join me in part 2, where we'll talk about the payment gateway and proofing. Welcome to part 2 of our e-commerce options. And what we're going to talk about here now would be the payment gateway. How do you actually accept payments from your customers? Now, of course, you're going to have access to Stripe and then PayPal. These are the 2 main companies offering payment gateways for websites. But first things first, you have the option of enabling a testing gateway. What this does is it allows you to pretend to be a customer. You simply go to the site and then you buy any image that you want without actually accepting any kind of payment. This isn't exactly the most reliable way of testing your payments because you're not actually going to be taking in any payments. What you want to do though is to create something known as a sandbox environment. And before we get there, let's talk about enabling checks. I'm not going to accept checks because, well, why would I accept checks? I would like to have cash paid into my account. So I am not going to accept checks. If you want to accept checks, then by all means you can click on yes, and then you will add the information in here if you regarding the instructions if you wanted to, but I'm not going to go with checks. All right, in here you have the option of enabling Stripe. You can click yes, but then with Stripe you would have to get your public key and your private key to enable users to make options through Stripe. A good practice is to try to enable as many payment options as possible for your customers. So if you're actually building a real gallery and you're accepting real payments, you want to enable Stripe as well. Simply read up on how to get the public key and private key for Stripe, and you should be good to go. And finally, you have the option of enabling the PayPal Express checkout and then PayPal Standard. The difference between these two is the fact that with Standard, what happens is the customer will be redirected to PayPal to complete the payment. But with Express Checkout, the customer will actually complete the payment from your site. They will not be redirected to PayPal. So this tends to be the better option because it makes your site look more professional. What I want to do here is to first of all enable the PayPal Standard though. Let's enable the PayPal Standard. And now in here you have the option of using this thing called the Sandbox. With the Sandbox, what happens here is you can accept payments, not real payments. It's going to be like a fake payment, but it is still the most reliable way of testing your actual payment gateway by simply using a Sandbox. So I'm going to click on yes, and then the email. Which email are we going to use to accept payments? I'm going to go with the mine here, alex@webmonkeyonline.com. This is the email I'm going to use to accept payments via PayPal. So for now, we've enabled the PayPal Standard and we've enabled the Sandbox for now. So we're going to test our payments very, very soon. So let me just go ahead now and save these options. And then finally, we have proofing. And to be honest with you, before I started creating this particular course, I actually had no idea what proofing was. And I had to read up on this. And apparently proofing, what proofing does is, at least from the Imagely blog, it says that if you've shot multiple images of the same pose or scene, proofing will allow your client to select which image he or she wants and then set it up for ordering. So it's my understanding that this is typically more common with like models. You know, the professional photographers who might take maybe like 1,000 pictures of the same model and the same pose, and then, you know, they'll send a link to the gallery containing all these images to their client. The client will then choose which particular image that they want. So that is proofing, and I don't want to spend time going through the entire process of setting up your proofing gallery, accepting pins, because it will take way too long. If you are into proofing, you're a professional photographer, you do have extensive documentation on how you can set up your proofing gallery. It is right here. Very, very extensive. Everything that you need to know is right here. And also in here, you can set up your page for your proofed images. You can change the things like the not found message, edit your confirmation template, and so on and so forth. So you have all the necessary documentation available. If you want more documentation, you can come down here to instructions, and then you will see the how to create a proofing gallery section right here. And then you have all these links in here for further documentation if you are into proofing. All right, so that's it. Thank you for watching. Join me in the next class where we'll now take a look at how we can create price lists for our galleries and images. All right, so now let's talk about pricing and how we can create prices for our images. And I just got the notification that we now have 25 updates available for the Imagely plugins. But I'll do this later. I'll update my plugin later. Let's come down here to e-commerce. Click on manage price lists. This is where we're going to create pricing. And okay, so let's do this. All right. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead now and add my pricing, the first one. So let's call this one the standard digital pricing. All right. Standard digital pricing. That will be the name. Now you can either decide to set a manual price list or maybe even a digital downloads price list, or maybe even both. The manual is if you want people to be able to order physical copies like printouts of your photographs. But if you want to stick with the digital only, which is of course much easier to manage, then you want to go with the digital downloads only. So I'm going to leave this empty as it is. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to enter the title of my first item, which is going to be the full size. All right, full size. And for this, I'm going to put the price here at $9.99. The longest image dimension here, I'm going to set this to 0 because this is going to be the full size. If anyone pays $9.99, they will get the full resolution. So to get that full resolution, you want to set the image dimension here to 0. That's what that means. I'm going to add another item in here, and this one is going to be the mid size. All right, mid size. So mid size, let's say $6.99 for that one. So for the longest image dimension here, I will say 800. All right, we're going to go with 800. So the mid size, the user will not be able to get the image bigger than 800 pixels wide. And then finally, we have the small size. Small size, this would be the cheapest at, let's go with $2.99 actually, $2.99. And the longest image dimension here would be 250. That's kind of like your standard thumbnail size. Now, check this out. You have the display link to licensed items here. And I'm going to check that box. And I'm going to choose a licensing page that I just created. I'm going to show you that page. Let me first of all save this. So before I started to create this video, I've actually went ahead to create my licensing page. I would advise you to do the same. This is useful if you would like to set some rules. As an example, for my licensing page, I said photographs must not be used on sites containing pornography. So you might not want your images to be used on sites with pornography, maybe even news sites for political reasons. You know, you might have certain restrictions. So it's always good that you create a licensing page and then you can set your rules there. All right. So before anyone can buy the image, they will have to agree to like, okay, go with your rules and regulations before they can buy and use those images. So that's it. We've set the standard digital pricing. Let's now do another one really quickly. I'm going to add a second type of pricing, and this one would be the physical copy. All right, physical copy pricing. So in here, we're going to go with the manual price list, and in here right now, I'm going to go with these simply the full size again, full size. And because this is going to be the physical copy, I'm going to go with, let's go with $39.99 for the full size, $39.99. And then I'll add just one more, the small size in this case. And this one will be $19.99. So no mid size for the physical copy. You can enable international shipping rates in here if you want to charge more for that, or just simply change how much you're going to charge for your domestic shipping rates. All right, so that's it for the physical copy. I'm going to go ahead now and, of course, save this. So we now have two different pricing, physical copy and standard digital pricing. So how do we attach this pricing to our galleries? Well, let's come down here to gallery, go to manage galleries. So as an example, I'm going to go with, let's say, people. Let's choose the people gallery. And now in here, under the gallery settings, I'm going to click on this button right here. And now over here, I can choose the price list for this particular gallery. So in this case right now, I'm going to go with the standard digital pricing specifically for this particular gallery. I'm going to save my changes. All right. Now, in a situation where you want different prices for certain images in your gallery, you can come in here and for each individual image, you can choose the kind of price that you want. You can even go with the not for sale. But by default, the images you have in your gallery will automatically choose the price list that you've set for your gallery under your gallery settings, which is what you have over here. All right. so let's test this out. We've set pricing for the people gallery. All right, let's just save our changes. And what I want to do right now is to go to Firefox. You can see I am logged out. I am not logged in. So I'm going to pretend like I am an interested buyer. So I'm going to come down here to the people gallery. All right. And let's see if we can actually buy any of the images in this gallery. All right. So as an example, I'm going to click on this woman right here. Oh, she's very pretty. I like the image. I want to buy the image. And that's it. I can see the image, but I don't see anywhere where I can actually add this image to my cart. What's going on? Well, you are going to have to enable the e-commerce option for your galleries on their pages. So to do this, we're going to come down here to pages right now. Let's now go to our human page. Human, where is it? Let's scroll down here. People, sorry, I'm sorry, the people page. Click on edit. Now in here where we've inserted the gallery, I'm going to click on the pen right here to edit. And then under the customize display settings, I'm going to go in there. And now over here at the end, you should see the enable e-commerce option. So yes, we want to enable e-commerce. So this is the final thing that you have to do to allow users to add images to their cart. So let's insert the gallery again, update. Let's now go back to Firefox, and we should now be able to add these images to our cart. Let me just do a hard refresh. Make sure you refresh your page. Let's see whether this is going to work. All right. Again, I'm going to click on the woman, and let's see. All right. Oh, take a look at that. Ooh la la. All right, so over here right now to the right, you can see we now have the full size, the mid size, and then we have the small size. So I can say, okay, I want one copy of the full size and another copy of the small size. And I'm going to go ahead now and update my cart. And you can see right now that the cart has added 2 items. I can view my cart to check out. And there you go. So right now, you can see that so far, so good. Users can add images to their cart. They can actually select the sizes that they want. And before we round up this video, let's quickly test out the one for the physical copies. All right, let's come back in here. And very, very quickly, let's go to our gallery, manage galleries. Let's go to the one for war. All right, let's attach the physical copy pricing to this one, physical copy. Let's save our changes. Let's now quickly go to the war page. Unfortunately, there is no option to like set pricing for all your galleries at once. So that's a bit of a bummer, but you'll have to simply set the pricing for each individual gallery. All right, let's enable e-commerce for this one right here. Inside the gallery, update. All right, so we've enabled pricing for war. So let's go back to Firefox. Let's come down here to war. And now let's see if we can get the physical copies for our wall. Let's see which one do we want. Let's go on next in here. Let's next. All right, I like this one. So let's click inside of it to enable the light box. And of course, from here, you can see we now have the prints and products. You've got the full size or the small size. I'm going to go with the full size. And I'm going to update my cart. Let's view the cart. And now you can see that our cart now has our 3 items. So this is really, really excellent. I really like the way the shopping works with the with the NextGen gallery plugin. So make sure, just to gently remind you, make sure that your lightbox option, the lightbox option that you've chosen, make sure it's set to the NextGen Pro lightbox. This is extremely important. If this is set to any other option, you might not be able to add items to your cart. So make sure this is set to the Pro Lightbox. So that's it. If you have any questions, I know this has been a lengthy video. If you have any questions about creating your pricing and so on and so forth, please let me know. If you have any trouble, any questions, any difficulty, I'm here to help you. Thank you for watching, and join me in the next class where we'll now test out our payments. I'll see you then. So let's talk about how to create a Sandbox account on PayPal. Now, a Sandbox account is just one that allows you to test payments on your website. Now, in order to create a Sandbox account, you do need to have a regular account with PayPal. If you don't have an account with PayPal, it's very easy. Go to paypal.com, hit the sign up button, and then you'll have to choose between a personal and business account. I'll go with personal. You hit next, and then you will have to provide your name, last name, and so on. It's pretty straightforward, and I don't think you'll have any issues signing up for PayPal. And I really don't want to spend too much time walking you through how to create your account with PayPal. One thing to know about PayPal, though, is that PayPal isn't available in every single country. So probably if you're in some place, I think you've got some countries in the Middle East, and I think in parts of Africa as well, where PayPal doesn't work. So if you're in such countries, well, unfortunately, there isn't much you can do about that. But anyway, I'm going to assume that you are in a country where you can work with PayPal and that you already have a PayPal account. So to create a Sandbox account, just go to Google, type in Sandbox account, PayPal, and you should see a link like this that says create Sandbox account. You can click in there. And all right, so from here, we're going to have to first of all log into our dashboard. So I'm going to click on the big login to dashboard button right here. And then you will have to log in to your actual PayPal account to begin with. So I'm going to log in right now. And okay, all right. So from here right now, over here to the left under your PayPal developer dashboard, you should see accounts under Sandbox. So you can click in there under accounts. And all right, so right now you can see all the accounts I have created in the past. Test seller 1, test buyer 1, yada, yada, yada. To create an account is very simple. Just click on the blue button right here, create account. And there we go. So first of all, you can choose the country. I'm just going to stick with the United States for now. And then you want to choose the account type. Again, personal is fine. You don't have to go with business. I'm going to scroll down here, and then for the email address, I'm going to go with test buyer 2. All right. And then for the password, I'm going to create a password for it. All right. And then first name, last name, it's optional. I'm not going to add those. All right. So in here, you can add your PayPal balance. Again, it's not real money, but boy, I wish we could actually just generate money for ourselves like this. Just come in here and say, okay, I have $100,000 in my PayPal account. Wouldn't that be awesome if this was actually real? But anyway, we've credited ourselves with 100,000 US dollars. The bank, it's verified account. Again, the payment card, Discover PayPal, that's fine. Credit cards, that's okay. Visa is fine. And that is pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead now and create the account. All right, let's wait for a few more seconds. All right, so you can see right now that the test buyer 2 at thinker.com is being processed. We want to create an account also for the seller. All right, so a transaction goes both ways. You have the seller and then you have the buyer. So we're going to go back in here. We're going to create another account now for the seller. All right. So in here, I'm going to change this to test seller 2 at thinker.com. By the way, you don't have to use at thinker.com. You can use any made up email address. Again, these are fake. These are not real email addresses. So, right, I'm going to add my password again. New one. All right. Let's scroll down here. The PayPal balance in this case, I'm just going to go with a modest $20,000. And let's create the account. Let's do that. Okay, all right, so we can see right now that the test buyer 2 at thinker.com has been completed. And if we refresh our page, the test seller 2 at thinker.com is now completed as well. So we've successfully created both a Sandbox accounts for the buyer and for the seller. So join me in the next class where we will now use this account to test the payment system on our gallery website. I'll see you then. Now that we've created our Sandbox accounts, it is time to test payments. So before we do this, make sure that under your payment gateway in your e-commerce options, make sure that you've enabled the PayPal standard and that your Sandbox is also enabled. Now for the email, you're going to change this to the new one that we created, which is the testseller2@thinker.com. All right, set this to the Sandbox account for the merchant, which is testseller2@thinker.com. All right, so I'm going to go ahead now and save the options. Now we're going to test out our payments. I'm going to come over here to Firefox, and you can see right now that this is me logged out, and I'm pretending to be a customer. So I'm going to come in here right now. I'm going to go to the people gallery, and I would like to make some purchase. So let's see what we have. Oh, okay. I like this model. She's very attractive, and I would like to buy the full size for this one. I'm going to update my cart. Let's close this. Let's come down here. Oh, look at that. Two Asian people, a woman and maybe her daughter. I like this. This is really good. I'm going to go the full size and also a small size. Let's update the cart. Let's close this, and I'm going to buy one more. Let's see, what do we have? All right. Looks like we have this gentleman right here looking very happy and looking very successful as well. He's smiling. Maybe he just closed a multi-million-dollar deal. I'm going to go ahead and choose one full size. Let's update the cart. And now let's view our cart and check out. All right, so I'm going to click on check out. Okay. Let's go ahead now. Scroll all the way down here. And let's pay with PayPal. All right. So right now, what's going to happen is we are going to be redirected to the PayPal website. Now pay very close attention to this. You can see that over here we have sandbox.paypal.com. It's not paypal.com, but sandbox.paypal.com. This tells us right now that PayPal has recognized that we are testing payments. All right, so pay with PayPal, we have our email testbuyer2@thinker.com, which is awesome. That's the email address that we use to create our Sandbox account for the buyer. So for the password, I'm going to go ahead now and I will put my password. Let's log in and let's see what happens. Okay, we're logging in. It's taking a while. All right, so it says, hey, pay 32.96 bar. I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. Yes, I'm going to go ahead and say pay now. And okay, so it says I've paid 32.96 Thai bar, blah, 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 blah. We'll send confirmation to this. Okay, now let's return to the merchant and see if we can now download the images that we bought. All right, so it says, thank you for your order, Alexander Oni. You ordered the following items. Yes, I did. These are the items I ordered. And it says, okay, you may download your digital products here. Awesome. Let's go ahead and hit the here link. And let's see. Oh, look at that. Look at that. All right. So we can download this. We can download. Full size, small size. Awesome. Let's try downloading the first one here. Yep. Let's open it. And there you go. You can see that we now have access to the images that we bought. But also keep in mind that the watermark has automatically been removed as well, which is just brilliant. That's awesome. So this is good. This is great. It shows us that our payment system is actually working. Now, from our own end as the seller, if we now come down to view orders, you can now see that we have the one from Alexander Oni, the testbuyer2@thinker.com. It's verified. The payment gateway was PayPal, as you can see. And of course, we did not use a single coupon. So that shows that the payment system works from both ends. The buyers can pay and download the images, while we get records of the fact that they have actually paid and that they have gotten the images. So that's it. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next class. Let's take a look at working with coupons. Now, obviously, if you're running a real gallery, every now and then you may want to offer coupons to your customers. Maybe if it's Christmas, maybe it's Halloween or some sort of special event, you might want to offer coupons to entice clients or customers to buy your images. So how do you create coupons and how do you apply them? Well, to create a coupon is very easy. Come down here to e-commerce, click on manage coupons. And then from here, I'm going to go ahead now and click add new. And let's create a coupon for Halloween. All right, because I don't know, I'm still in the Halloween spirit, even though it's already November. Halloween 2018 is the title. And the code here is going to be Halloween. Discount type, you can go with either the percentage or just a flat discount. We're going to go with percent, and we're going to offer 75% off. Starting date is the 5th of November. Ending date is, let's go with the 7th of November. All right, we're going to go ahead and save this. And now let's see if this actually works. I'm going to jump over here to Firefox. Let's come down here to sports as an example. Okay, the sports page is loading. Okay, so let's say I want to buy this particular image right here. I like it. All right, so we have full size, small size. I'm going to go ahead with 2 full sizes and 1 small size. Let's update the cart. Let's view the cart and check out. Come on, let's go. Let's check out. We want our images. All right, in here right now, you can see we can apply the coupon. So let's test this out. Coupon is Halloween. Halloween. Let's apply the coupon. And let's see, check that out. So we now have the discount right there because we made Halloween to be a 75% discount. So this shows that the coupon codes actually work, and this is how you would create and apply your own coupons on your gallery website. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next class. Well, let's talk about the remaining payment gateways, and we've worked with PayPal standard already, but you do have access to Stripe, which is a really good alternative to PayPal. But then you've also got the PayPal Express checkout. And I already mentioned this earlier before. The difference between PayPal Express checkout and PayPal Standard is that with PayPal Standard, your customers will be redirected to PayPal to complete the payments. But with the Express checkout, the payments will be done within your site. So it's more professional. But the thing is, you're going to have to get extra information. Like, for example, with the Stripe, you will need a public key and a private key. You've got the documentation on the Stripe website. Just simply type in how to get API keys for Stripe, and you have all the documentation right here. It is very straightforward. You shouldn't have any troubles getting your keys. The same thing applies with the with the PayPal Express checkout. You will need an API username, password, and signature. Again, Google is your best friend. You can come in here and you have the article right here. How to get PayPal API username, password, and signature. These are all very straightforward. Now, once you have gotten them, either with the Stripe or the Express checkout or even both, I would recommend that you test your payments once more using real payments this time. Obviously, you can set maybe one of your images to be 10 cents, something extremely cheap, and then just simply test out the payment and see if it actually works. If you're going to stick with the PayPal regular, make sure that you've disabled the Sandbox and that your email is your actual real email for PayPal. Do not use the test Sandbox accounts that we created earlier. So that's it for the PayPal and PayPal and the Stripe API keys. If you have any difficulty setting any one of these up, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to assist you and help you in any way that I can. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next class. Well, there you have it. We've come to the end of this mega tutorial, and hopefully you've now gathered the necessary skills to build your very own photo gallery website. If you like the video, please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't. Be sure to hit the bell so that you're notified whenever I upload a new video. Again, I will have all the links, all the relevant links in the description box below. If you have any questions, comments, be sure to put them in the comments section below. My name is Alex. It's been a pleasure teaching you this tutorial, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.